Hi there, it's Claire from Clairified Creations, and today is currently the night before I'm actually going to start filming, but I wanted to give you guys a little bit of background. As you can see from the title, I am starting my first preceptorship shift tomorrow. So I'm going to backtrack a little bit and kind of explain where I'm at. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm in my last semester of nursing school, and for our practicum, it's also known as preceptorship. You have to do 12-hour shifts one-on-one with a nurse, and that equates to 144 hours. So it's basically like you are on your own now, and you can do anything your nurse says you can do while they're watching pretty much. There's a couple things you can't. But it is a big deal. Last semester, they asked us for our top 3 places for preceptorship, and I chose pediatrics, labor and delivery, what was the third one? Oncology. And unfortunately, I didn't get any of my top 3 choices, which was definitely really sad. I ended up somehow in the emergency department. So I'm gonna be at the emergency department tomorrow, starting the first out of the 12 shifts with my nurse. She did text me today and say that we might be getting pushed back to 9 o'clock because thank goodness, you guys, it is a blessing from God that I am on day shift, 6:45 to 7:15. There are some people that are working nights or mid shifts where it's 1-to-1. My best friend Sarah is also in the same boat as me. She got placed in an emergency department setting as well. So I'm very thankful that we'll have each other to kind of get through this, but I am going to try as hard as I can to be positive, even though it's not what I expected or really wanted, to be honest. I am going to make it through, and I just need to kind of calm down a little bit about it. And I went ahead and got all the things ready, all my snacks, my scrubs are laid out. I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early, maybe, if we are scheduled at 6:45. Good morning, you guys. An update to last night. It was sort of a sleepless night. I did not get very much sleep at all because I was so wondering about when my nurse was going to text me and let me know for sure if it was pushed back till 9 a.m. And well, guys, it was not pushed back till 9. The shift now doesn't start until 10. And that means I'm going to stay 10 to 10 to get my full 12-hour shift in. It was not a very good night, to be quite honest with you guys. I actually woke up almost every hour. I was up at 3:30 and I got a text at 4:05, which was plenty of time, so that's good. I didn't fall back asleep until almost 6 o'clock, I think. I'm gonna get ready to start driving, and then I will eat breakfast in the parking lot once I get there. Okay guys, my car, when I went to go defrost it, it wouldn't start, and I thought, oh no, not again. So my dad thankfully came to the rescue. Thanks, Dad. He jumped off my car and got it started and everything, and it turns out the lights were left on. But here's the thing, I didn't drive my car last night. My mom left the lights on, but it's all right. It's started and everything, and it's running okay, so that's all that matters. And I was early enough that it really didn't matter, so it just took a few extra minutes. But got that done, so that was an interesting start to the day. But yeah, now I'm just sitting in the parking lot. I have almost 40 minutes until I have to go in. Definitely feeling so nervous. I feel very unprepared. So guys, I'm currently in the break room and I started an IV. I'm trying to be quiet because I don't know who else is gonna come in here, but I'm eating lunch now. So far, it's been a really good day, and I'm just very thankful. It hasn't been too crazy or too stressful. Feeling really blessed, and just gonna have my tacos for lunch. Hi, it's the next day. Once again, no surprise there. I was just so tired and I thought last night I could have filmed, but I wanted to actually share with you all the details that I can. So I figured it'd be best to save for today, where I can actually explain how the shift went and not be in a hurry. So first 10A to 10P shift was actually not that bad, considering I thought I was going to be so exhausted, but I really wasn't too tired until towards the end of the shift. Yeah, I did get sleepy, but it went by so fast, and that's something that really surprised me because normally around 4 o'clock on the floor, at least, it gets kind of slow and sluggish. But the ER, it's the opposite. So let me just tell you guys a little bit about my day. The ER that I am working at is kind of on the smaller side. It's not super huge, so it's not too big where, you know, there's 100 patients coming in or anything like that. But it did pick up throughout the day. We started off the morning around 4 patients, and that was it. And my nurse that I got assigned, she is just what I can explain the coolest cucumber in the world, because she is just such a calm person. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I'm sure if you guys know an ER nurse or have personally seen an ER nurse, they are very calm and collected. I feel like I'm sort of the opposite. I freak out over every little thing, on the inside at least. But yeah, 4 patients, and she was only assigned 1 at the time, so we really didn't need to do much in the beginning. But then around 4 o'clock, that's when things started to get crazy. At one point, I think we had around 30 patients, and some people were out in the lobby or in the hallways. And you guys, the biggest news of the whole shift was I watched a couple IVs, my nurse did them, and then she asked me if I wanted to try, and internally I'm like, ma'am, I do not want to try and stick someone if I don't know if I'm going to stick them, because that's just not fun, is to stick twice, and I don't love the fact that they're kind of my practice just for the sake of me being able to learn, but how else are you going to learn unless you practice? So I get it. But I agreed and said, you know what? Yes, I do want to stick. So the first one that I've ever done, I did technically do one a year ago, but my clinical instructor, she guided her hand over my hand. So it was kind of a tag team effort. I didn't really do it independently. But this one, she felt the veins and she told me which one she liked. And I could also see the vein really easily too, which was great. This person had great veins. I mean, you could just see them without the tourniquet and you know that it's going to be pretty hard to miss unless you were just doing it with your eyes closed or something. So I went in there and I felt for it, and then I put the needle in, and you guys, I got blood return, which is an amazing feeling. I felt so excited that I actually hit it. I was kind of surprised because I didn't actually think I would, even though her veins were great. It's just kind of that first hurdle to get over, and she helped me put pressure on it and then connect the tubing and everything. So she did a lot of the setup my first round. So after that, it felt great. I texted everybody I knew, basically, my friend, my boyfriend, my parents. I should have texted my grandparents, but I didn't think about it. I texted as many people as I could and told them I had just started my first IV, which is very, very just super exciting to do that. But then I think some of the nurses on the floor expected me to have already done a lot of IVs, and I really haven't. And another nurse that wasn't my main preceptor, she goes, hey, can you go help stick this person? And I'm thinking, I don't really know if you want me to be able to do that, but I said sure. The next one unfortunately did not go as well. I have trouble inserting the needle, and you have to do it at the right angle, and I didn't quite get the angle right, so I missed the vein. I was either above it or just to the side of it, because I'm just not the greatest at finding where their veins are unless it's very obvious and how deep to go. I'm still learning that part. So my nurse kind of took over. We didn't have to stick twice or anything, but she did take over and kind of move the needle in place and threaded it through, and it worked that way. So she took over that one, and then another one I tried and I didn't get it, which was kind of unfortunate, and we did have to stick her twice on a different arm because of the way her veins were set up. I'm officially doing IVs, and you guys, that is terrifying a little bit because in the ER, you're guaranteed to have to start IVs because they are the first line of defense. Whenever you get admitted, you're going to have an IV unless it's a special case. Almost every patient will get one. I'm sure I'm going to get lots of practice with that over the next 11 more shifts that I have. My preceptor was, like I said, very nice, and I just saw a lot. You see all sorts of age groups, and that's something I didn't really expect. I don't know. I don't really know what I expected, to be honest, but you see from kid up until in their 90s, and we saw a good amount of just every single age group there could be, from young adult to older adult. And that was kind of cool to be able to interact with those types of patients. You know, ambulance transported, came in on stretchers. So the ER is very, very fast paced, and it's constantly moving, and you do one thing and then you run into the next thing. There is a couple sad situations that I won't get into just because of HIPAA and I legally can't. But some things that I saw yesterday, there is one situation that was just particularly heartbreaking and just so sad, but you do have to remember that we're here to help in as much as we can, and just whatever the person's diagnosis is, ultimately we can't change that, but we can help with their care. And it really is an honor to get to take care of patients, especially the one I had yesterday. I think I will always remember this patient just because of how kind they were, and it really makes a big difference. And then another thing I did skills-wise is lots and lots of labs. And that is something that once you start the IV, normally you can go ahead and get labs because a lot of patients will come in needing labs drawn to see what's going on. So I just, hook up the tubes to the needle, and it's like a gravity system. I don't know what I'm trying to explain, but you do that, and I think I want to say I did around 10 tubes of labs independently, and then you flush the IV. That all went really well, and then I spiked a couple IVs, which was good practice. I am still learning the priming thing. I always get bubbles in the line, and that's not good. So we did fix it before we obviously hooked up the patient. Lunch was good. I had some tacos and salsa, and then my nurse went home at 7, and then I stayed with the night shift nurse for an extra 3 hours. I think that's about it. It's definitely gonna be a wild ride. It really will, I think, help me build confidence, because that is something I sort of lack in when it comes to skills, because I just like routine, and this isn't routine. So being adaptable is really important. If you guys have any tips on surviving preceptorship in the ER, or if you're currently in your preceptorship, let me know what unit you guys are on, or if you're in clinicals, just anything you want to chat about in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Bye.